Hey, this is James Robinson. I'm known as Dr. James Robinson. I'm known as the Phoenix. I'm known as the Cryptic. But all jokes aside, I'm coming at you today. I want to just talk a little bit about discrimination and racism and all those isms. All those things that we are fighting against are systematic. The system needs these things. The system of capitalism, democracy, imperialism, colonialism, neo-colonialism, they need these things to keep us divided. Because if people would open their minds up, as well as their eyes and their ears, they would understand that all these things are smoke screens, and that without these things, the powers that be would be up the creek without a paddle. But we are used as scapegoats, pawns in the game to keep the fire ablazing. We are the ones that's in control, but we don't see it because the bigger picture is that we think that everything is in the hands of somebody else. Oh, it is. The strings that they pull is in their hands, but we on the other end of the string allowing the dance to go on. We don't have to buy into this mess. I mean, we live in the United States of America. Not everybody lives in it, but the United States of America is supposed to be the freest country in the world. Freedom is supposed to be lauded as one of the inalienable rights of a human being. That is not true. You do have the right to speak out. You also have the right to die because you speak out, and to be in prison, and to be expedited. You have the right to remain silent, but you also have the right to therefore keep yourself from speaking out in a way of your own defense, or else you could therefore face time in jail, or ridicule, or even worse, lose everything you got. In other words, what I'm saying is this: we don't live in a fair world. And what I mean by world, we don't live in a mindset that is free for everybody. We live in a rigid mindset of the few, 1%, that control everything. And that 1% tells the 99% how to think, how to feel. And what's worse is you got people in other countries that can come to this country. Well, no, they don't have to come to America. They can tell you what is best for you, and they're not even in America. They can say, well, racism don't exist in America. That's a smokescreen. That's your illusion. You're sounding stupid. And they have the audacity to speak upon your experience as non-experience that is valid. In other words, it's almost like you in your own body, you experience your heartbeat, but because they invalidate you because of some scientific theory, they're saying that what you're feeling is not true. That's insane. Nobody knows what another man feels or what another man experiences in their life. Everybody has their own experience. And what really grips a lot of so-called black people in America is the fact that you got people that come into this country, live differently, have different exposures, and try to tell these people, what you're going through, you're free, while you're complaining, get over it. There's one question to that. Racism and discrimination, lynching, brutality has not stopped. It's continuing on right now. And it's not just a so-called black thing, it's a human thing. But the focus is on the black man. Like the black man is perceived and portrayed all over the world, the globe, as being lazy, shifty, ignorant, part animal. Nobody likes a black man. That seed was planted by the colonialist, imperialist, European mindset. I'm not sitting here trying to talk about being racist is the way to go. If what I'm saying is not true, well, please prove me wrong by bringing up some valid documental evidence that it was another reason why People in India, China, Japan look at so-called black people, African Americans, as being less than human. Nobody really respects the black man for nothing except being an athlete or getting his cojones off. Other than that, he's not even looked at as a human being. He's looked upon as something subhuman, something that's not natural. I mean, they make jokes about us. They make money off of us. You know, I don't consider myself a black man. I am a melanated, aboriginal, indigenous man. In other words, you can call me a Moor if you want to, because we are Moors to the land of America. I don't know about you, but I didn't come from Africa. My people are from America, Turtle Island. And so that's another thing. No one in power wants for the so-called black man to accept the fact that he's from America and not from Africa. They feed us that Africa stuff all the time. You from Africa. Everybody came over on a slave ship. That's not true. Everybody not come on a slave ship. But they make us think that. But it's not true. You have to learn to think for yourself and research for yourself and not allow other people to do it for you. Stop allowing other people to speak for you. Okay, that's enough towards the so-called black man. I'm going to close with this. I'm going to speak to all people now, all people. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. Not because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump's not the problem. I'm just going to tell you, John Trump is not the problem. We can talk about the man all day long. We can talk about him being crazy. We can say he need to be impeached. No, you need to impeach the system. If you want to impeach anybody, you impeach the system that perpetuates you. One man alone, you get rid of him, somebody else is going to walk right back in behind him and replace him and do the same thing. Might be on a higher or lower level, but it's going to be the same. Chewing gum is the same, whether you chew it fast or slow. The flavor is still the same. So getting rid of Donald Trump, talking about the man, put the man down, like he's the reason for the season. Just like Obama didn't have problems, or George W. Bush didn't have problems, or Bill Clinton didn't have problems, or George Herbert Walker Bush didn't have problems, or Ronald Reagan didn't have problems, or Jimmy Carter didn't have problems, Gerald Ford didn't have problems, Richard Nixon didn't have problems, Lyndon B. Johnson didn't have problems, John F. Kennedy didn't have problems, Eisenhower didn't have problems, Truman didn't have problems, Roosevelt didn't have problems, Hoover didn't have problems, Coolidge didn't have problems, Harding didn't have problems, Wilson didn't have problems, on and on and on and on and on. I can name the presidents past and present and past. None of these people were the problem with America. They were a part of it, but it wasn't the problem. Just like white and black. White people are not who you think they are, and black people are not who you think they are. Do the research. White means black, black means white. They try to hide that etymology, and they'll do, even if they speak on it, they'll put it in such contrasting, complicated words until you can't understand it. But it's there. We've been duped and dived and dunked all day long. We're playing the game. We're pawns in the game. Stop the madness. The madness is not going to do anything but tear us down. Stop the madness. Get yourself together and understand that if you want freedom, if you want peace and happiness, start thinking for yourself. Stop letting other people determine what you think and how you think and what you agree with, what you don't agree with. If they don't like it, so well and good. Let no man stand up and tell you that what you say is wrong when he's not experiencing your life situation. He doesn't, they make jokes. Let them make jokes. They're making jokes because they want to dissuade you away from the progressive movement of being free, being let out of the caves of slavery and degradation and depression and discrimination. They'll say all day long what you talk about is not true. Don't listen to that talk. That talk is bullshit. Keep your mind open and close your ears to dumb fools. Have a good day.